lessons? What have you learned? I was programmed to beat you. Same mistakes. I was programmed to beat you.
I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Aurora immer noch. Ja, erstmal Varus.
Tante bei mir.
To revenge his top and believes just as well as what he is enough to hunt the crocodile. He can
Oh my god, what a good play!
beautiful session. Oh, okay. But in time, he has not a next target. Blaze. Oh my. That's beautiful, boy.
Yeah, good shit, man.
Let's go.
Try and secure that. Jägermon does land a knock up in the Impale from Shy. Doesn't find any targets, but Torment gets hit up with the Deadly Flourish. And oh my god, that is a bit of a whiff on the combo throw Itchy and Loco, as they did not try to catch anyone. They went for somewhat of a TikTok looking play, and they just look like absolute clowns.
Okay, nice try. Nice shooter. It's like an look on body, trust me.
Hey, I exhausted the damage dealer. When?
It was going too well.
The Yasuo.
Go stand.
I wonder
Surprising
who plays this
So-
Senna as well.
Meanwhile,
Are we playing Senna Seraphine?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
Senna.
Okay.
Nah, you're Seraphine, brother.
I'm not playing if I'm Seraphine.
Okay, I got him out, boys. Get
I'm
cheeky in
go-
here.
If I'm playing Seraphine, I'm going full crit attack speed. I can already say that to you.
Probably still better than lose.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful match of the SLE. I'm Gloomy, joined here by Zaftas, and yeah, we have an exciting series on our hand today. Are you excited?
It's going to be super exciting. So behind the scenes, I might be doing something with Gucci, but I'll try my best not to be biased, of course. We've got Greed, SNC versus Deadly Chi. Both of these teams are doing very well in the split so far, 5-1 apiece. Big thing about both of these teams, though, is actually in their last series was their first loss. They still went 1-1 in those series, but both of these teams, they're starting to see the cracks in how their teams are playing.
They are indeed starting to show cracks, but it's still two of the big dogs in the league. It is whoever takes the lead here today, if it is a 2-0, will be the number one team for the upcoming week and will then be the big dog to take down for all the other ones. And I'm very, very excited to see how this will turn out. Any lane you think we should put our eyes on for today?
All right, so this is actually super fun, both of these team calls, because you don't really have your usual like J4 engage with an Orianna. Instead, both of these teams have very different playstyle. Greed, SNC likes to play this front-to-back team fighting comp with an Ivan having those big shields onto an Aurelion, Soul, and Kog'Maw. And I don't remember the last time I saw an ASL, let alone a Kog'Maw, and we both have them in the same game. It's going to be super exciting to see if we can see that playstyle again today, compared to Deadly Chi, which is a little bit more unique, but very engaged, focused. They had a Pantheon in the top lane last time, and most importantly, a Nunu in the jungle. It seems like their team comps are very much built for, hey, we want to make sure that we bully you early game and gain a massive lead. So how I think this series is going to be going is Deadly Chi, if they don't find a lead early, it's going to get very late or very hard in the late game for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. I'm also think the longer the game goes, harder it can be for Deadly Chi, depending on the draft composition. As somebody who's also scrimped before against Deadly Chi, so I can have some behind the screen biasy. Here, they have a very Deadly Chi has an extremely strong early game. They are very dominant, especially through mid lane. Very, very strong early game. But the longer the games go, the more mistakes they make, the more mistakes open up that can be punished, which is something that Assassins and Greed are quite well at, finding mistakes and punishing them. So very interesting for me to see how this is going to turn out at the end.
I feel like when you have the name Greed in it, you have to be a greedy team. You have to go for those plays, which is 80-20%. You're like, you know what? We're just better. So let's make this play happen. So Greed, with their team comp, they happily scale into the game if they're going to be drafted the same way. My concern is, can they keep up with the early game? Ivan, a champion that can clear very fast, but isn't the best at trying to stop ganks from a person like Nunu, who can just snowball in, find the CC with either the Jinx in the bot lane or this Syndra in the mid lane, something that Just Ryan has played a lot in recent times. And the reason it's been so strong is when you get to that level 6, the amount of burst damage you have, plus the amount of ganks to the Nunu, should be really difficult for Greed to play unless they have a safe mid laner.
Yeah, I can tell that much that Assassin's Creed is probably not going to play a safe mid laner. Their mid laner Travel Bubble, very known to like to play aggressive, like to play in your face, trying to go for 1-1s, often even taking the ignite instead of a teleport. So for me, the mid lane matchup is very exciting today. With Travel Bubble, who likes to play for solo kills, and then in Deadly Chi we have Icehound, who likes to play Akali, Silas, and these types of champions. So I hope there's going to be a lot of fist fighting around the mid lane here, which is something I'm looking forward to.
I mean, if we get some Akali mid lane gameplay, nobody is going to be complaining. It's actually come a little bit more into the meta recently because we've seen a lot more of the control mages like the Orianna, Syndra's coming back, and all of them really suck against assassins. You get onto their face, they are not escaping. So Akali, hopefully we can see today. Even a Zed could be a possibility. I'm not sure how much both of these teams play, as I've already seen a Zed jungle in one of the other leagues I've been able to cast. So a few unique picks to be coming out, or even the Pantheon mids if Krolak just wants to lane swap in there.
Oh, Pantheon mid is something I haven't seen in quite some time. That would be very interesting to see today. But yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. The big thing about Pantheon as well is if you flex it towards the mid lane, it's a great counteraction towards those engaged mid lanes with the flexibility towards the top side. If any team can pick up both in the mid and towards the top side, is one of those fantastic flex picks, even with the Nunu as well. Not the best in some other lanes, but can actually that support well. But still, getting ourselves into it, we'll have to see if Aegis want to try and ban away some of these hard engage positions. Maybe the Nunu has to get for even the J4 or anything along that side.
Yeah, but it's sent off and some hard engage so far. With the first ban, we see the Karma being taken away from Deadly Chi here, probably trying to focus the double range bot lane, something Deadly Chi is quite strong at with their ADC being an X-control mage mid laner. They are very good at playing something with the Ezreal or Ziggs bot lane, so trying to take away support are strong in a double range bot lane does make sense here.
So there's two interesting ways that this can go. Of course, they're going to ban the Karma away. If they leave the Ziggs open, a lot of people have been loving to have Jhin as a counteraction into that because you mostly get to match the wave clear and you have the ultimate to help with some slows to find and engage for the team. But most importantly, I love it when teams, when they pick the Ziggs, they just counter it with Seraphine. One thing that we have seen Chi play a lot, and I expect Aegis to ban here, something that has constantly given them prio, allowed the support to roam, and get them to play around this mid jungle that we talked about slightly earlier. As the Yone is going to get taken off the bat, seeming like a few people don't know the major counteractions towards it, as I still want somebody just to slam an Annie against it one day.
I don't think Annie's a pick that will be
Man,
seen.
Annie's so good. What the hell?
I mean, people just don't like playing it. No, it's like so boring. Like,
I mean, I don't care if they don't like playing it. If you get a win, you get a win. This is the SLE, the most important league in the world, right? Well, hopefully towards these players is we're talking about that engaged potential. Ages banning away that J4. That does make me expect him to have a mid laner that isn't going to be able to get out of it easily. Maybe even a jinx towards the bot side. Thresh could be in a capability to get themselves out. Maybe the support isn't comfortable with that. But now who are Ages going to pick first? Of course, that Ivan was what they picked last time. That's been taken off the bat. I wouldn't mind an AD carry here if they don't want to show their hand too much. Maybe have that flexibility. Or maybe even a jungle here could be good.
I mean, potentially, I would love to see something like a Sin Sao. It's a very strong pick, and there we see it.
That, man, you know them super well. Of course, having that ultimate to push everybody away, good at finding these engages, and the front to back very much pairs well with a lot of these mid laners. Oriana that we talked about, a Soul, which is still a possibility for Ages, sign that the mid laner plays a lot. So now we're going to have to see if Chi has a counter action towards this Nocturne. Could be a very interesting pickup for them. Great at finding that engaging towards the Xing Zhao. Amazing with the rest of the team comp, but Chi is very much known for picking up the Syndra in towards the mid lane. So they're just going to get the comfort first and then roll afterwards.
Obviously, Syndra Volibear picked up. I don't really personally don't like the matchup that well, Syndra Volibear. But I mean, you can just leave the Syndra alone in the mid lane. It is a comfort, like you've mentioned like a few seconds ago. Volibear can just make plays around while Syndra just stays alone in the mid lane. I don't really like the pair up that much. But in general, just very stock standard picks, nothing special so far yet. But okay.
Oh, yeah, go on. You seem excited about this pick.
Yeah, I mean, the mid laner is called Trouble Bubble.
Does he play Zoe by chance?
He may or may not be a Zoe one-trick pony.
I mean, you can't leave somebody's one-trick open, can you?
No, it is risky, a little bit cocky, some might even say. So we are probably going to see an Ignite here in the mid lane as well from the Zoe. So a lot of action, trying to go fish for the solo kills here, which is, you know, that's what we're talking about. Early fights, very bloody fist fights in the mid lane, and this Zoe pick basically confirms that.
Right, there's one concern I have with how Gucci have drafted themselves here. They see the Cassante on the opposite side of Ages, knowing that they want to have it towards the top lane, so they get counter pick. Yes, the Gwen is amazing into it, but they're very AP heavy. Maybe if Ages get themselves more magic resist, use those Merc treads, be very useful in towards the second rotation. Zoe, a fantastic pick in towards that Syndra. A lot of burst damage, can find those trouble bubbles over the walls, trying to get people to poke out, as Chi now are going to be banning away most of those major supports to try and stop the engage. Braum, of course, amazing at stopping the Syndra ultimate if they want to try and pick up an engage support bot lane, what I'm expecting. Braum is a counteraction towards that, while Ages is looking to make sure that they don't find that engage. The Ashe getting taken off the bat, the best AD carrier finding those long range engages, as we always know that Chi, they can play for bot lane, but they still like to being able to open up the map a bit more and let the support match up with the jungler and go towards mid.
Yeah, it's just, this right now is very weird to me in general. Like, I don't think I've ever seen the SLE bot lane being saved up for second rotation.
I love this Melio ban. Fantastic. Renata, it's usually a great answer in towards that. So you could actually go Kalista Renata on these teams. You've already got the Ashe banned away. Melio, of course, banned off the bat as well. The main thing about Melio is if you try to have any lockdown CC, Melio just ults it. You play a front to back, the Xing Zhao, Zoe poke. It starts becoming really difficult to find this engage. And with that Braum taken off, Ages are thinking that maybe they want to pick up that misfortune, not going to have that wall to try and protect it. I was going to say you could have done some spicy stuff to Yasuo AD carry, but maybe they're not trying to cook as much as me. So now Chi having to pick what they want to pick bot lane. I would like an AD carry here. Varus has been very strong in the meta if they want to play for the bot lane. Seraphine or Ziggs is still open. Problem is you are 2 AP heavy, so it has to be a hyper carry here.
I could also imagine if they flex the Syndra in the bot lane. Well, never mind that. It is the...
Maybe we're geniuses, man. You knew about the Zoe and the Xing Zhao. I know about the Varus. I haven't seen these teams in years.
I mean...
Showing the draft prep, huh? Showing all the practice we've done behind the scenes, and please give me a Siva. Absolutely love this champion. I don't care if it doesn't get locked in. It's fantastic. Get great pressure towards the bot lane, allows your support to roam up, play for the Zoe and Xing Zhao, have something that can help maybe find some lockdown CC for Zoe to find a bubble afterwards, burst them out in very easy fashion. Even something like a Pike sounds fantastic. You have that sleepy trouble bubble with the Xing Zhao. It starts really messing up, but I'm expecting more of a Leona here, maybe even a Nautilus, some form of heavy, hard engage for the team. And Chia are most likely just going to counteract it with either a Rel or any other of these major engage supports.
Yeah, I mean, anything that they can pick up here itself, like Leona, like you've mentioned, has been picked up here. Tedici could either look for something off the engage as well. Maybe they'll believe in the potential Syndra ADC, maybe Varus support, Varus mid. There's still, Tedici does have an ex mid laner in the bot lane, and there's always the possibility of some wanky flexes with mid lane mages. Something
100%. Man, we could even have Gwen jungle, Volibear top, everything could be going on.
True.
But if we're making sense, I absolutely love Alistar here. Aegis have a very, a comp that is very close range, which means Alistar can find those engage easily. If Leona ever tries to find an engage on towards a Varus or the Syndra, just beat them away, give themselves safety, make sure that the Xing Zhao is able to not really play the game as much. And when we're starting to look outside on these team comps, I'm loving the mid 2v2 from the side of Aegis. Compared to Gucci, I'm liking this side lane, and that Gwen against Cassandra you don't have to play for, but in the late game, the side lane is going to be a major issue for Aegis to deal with.
Yeah, I think the Gwen is later on the side lane is basically Exodia. The Zoe can't even try to go for a nice trouble bubble pick because Gwen is just going to be immune.
Yep.
So it's this Gwen is basically Exodia side lane later on. It's going to be so hard.
I mean, you have Siva. Siva's Exodia AD carry late game. I absolutely love this champion. But guys, guess what? We've said our pieces about this, and we'll say a few more in just a second. But make sure that you say who you're going to win. Your channel points are on the line. So is it Assassin's Greed or Deadly Chi? Absolutely love the names in the SLE. They're, man, I don't know. There's something special about the names here.
Yeah, definitely. Like as SLE, everything here is just magical, and including the names. There's just something about the SLE that just attracts the cool names.
Well, I did lose most of my channel points last time. I only have 730 now. So a bit of a difficult time for me. Maybe I have to gamble myself. And Gloomy, before I make my decision who I think won this draft, who do you think?
Objectively speaking, I would prefer Deadly Cheese, but subjectively, I love Assassin's Creed draft here. I think it fits perfectly to the players.
Man, they can't put a Sivir on a team, find a counter pick on the Syndra that's super unique, and then the enemy team picks Gwen and Alistar to counter it. Both of these teams have really done their research, and it's made a lot of sense. So I think Aegis are going to win, but it has to go perfectly. This mid 2v2 or 3 versus 3 from this Leona moving has to go correct early, because if we get towards this late game, I'm really concerned about what this Gwen is going to be able to do, because Sivir won't be able to hit Gwen for a decent amount of time, so we won't be able to find those trouble bubbles. And if they can really work around this side lane pressure that Gwen achieves for them, they could be in a really strong position.
Yeah, that is definitely a side lane. It's all about the side lane here for the AG. But if Assassin's Creed is able to just force somehow Dedici to do these fights, to do these mistakes, it is very easy to make mistakes when you play these side lanes, right? You'd be like, maybe we can go for that pick here, and then all of a sudden it's a team fight, and then you're standing there and getting auto-attacked 5 billion times by a Sivir, and you're just thinking to yourself, God damn, how did it end up here? So Assassin's Creed just like needs to kind of go either for picks with the Zoe themselves to pressure the DG, so they can't just send the Gwen inside lane for free. Just Assassin's Creed has to do something so the Gwen is not allowed to be in the side lane.
It's going to be super fun for Gwen on this side lane. They don't really have major lockdown for her. If the Leona gets on top, sure, get pretty easy. The Cassandra never wins that matchup early on. Sure, it can get a bit of push pressure if the Gwen is bad, but I believe in this Gwen, so it should be a constant push on the side of Chi. Compared to the Zoe in the mid lane, I'm not too familiar with this matchup. Surprisingly, nobody really picked Zoe, and I'm a support main. But in my belief, I feel like Zoe should have a pretty comfortable time in that matchup. And then even towards the bot lane, this Sivir is going to have that push pressure. So maybe Chi they could either play for this bot lane, which I'm expecting, or they can always look towards the top side. Because if this Gwen gets out of hand, I don't think there's anyone on Assassin's Creed that can deal with her.
Yeah, I mean, you slowly touched onto the mid lane matchup. So versus Syndra, as a person that has played both sides of the matchup quite a few times.
How's it go?
I'm pretty sure it's rough for the Zoe unless Zoe plays it incredibly well. Syndra can easily punish Zoe the moment the Zoe uses her portal to try to go forward. Syndra can just answer with a stun and then just move a bit to the side. While stunned is just Zoe is a free target. Even if she does go back, it's very easy setup for the enemy jungle. If Zoe really needs to know when to use her portal and how to go for these trades. It's very rough for Zoe, but if she plays it well, she can completely dominate the Syndra.
And the most important thing about this is when Zoe has a lead, fantastic. When Zoe doesn't have a lead, what's the point of that champion being in the game? And there's two reasons for that. One, of course, you have the extra damage. You can start bursting people out of your poke and make it where they can't even leave their fountain without getting hit by Zoe. But the second thing as well is actually that vision game. Zoe's ability is very difficult to land if you know they're coming straight towards you. So Zoe needs to find these pockets of vision where she isn't spotted to find it over the wall where you never expect it. So if Aegis can find a lead, set up the vision around Zoe correctly, it'll be fantastic to see that champion at full power, and it makes sure that her portals, when she goes in, she can get back to safety. So it's going to be scary in the early game, but if the Xing Zhao can help out Zoe early, it'll be really comfortable in the late game.
It's all about the Zoe mafia for Assassin's Creed. As much as they have the CVS backup for the late game, I think if the Zoe just can't get rolling, I think it's gonna be almost impossible for them to do anything against IPG.
Yeah, Siv's that safety tool that you need, being like, okay guys, we have lost, but I'm 500 CS and we can still win a fight. We can turn this game around because I'm here. And that's the fun thing about that champion in the bot lane. I still think the early game can be difficult to play. Very much a possibility for Alistar in towards the Sivir, as that matchup is very Alistar favored. And the main reason for that is Sivir has one spell shield. Sure, you can make your way, can't beep you away, but you can't stop him from pulverizing you and knocking you up for a short while. So Sivir needs to be very careful in that matchup because it seems really good early, but then when you start really thinking about it, it's super difficult to play, which means that the tower dives from Volibear and Alistar. Sivir kind of has a spell shield, but doesn't really against that Alistar.
Yeah, Alistar also, like, historically in the pro leagues, very famous counter pick into the Sivir. Every time Sivir was good, Alistar also is good. It's just one of the few supports that can basically ignore the spell sheet with everything he has.
I think it's the only major support that can do so, because Nautilus has to hit her hook in towards an ultimate, or maybe even hit, an auto attack into an R. There's some sort of way to try and stop it, and then Leona needs to hit an ultimate or an ER. It starts becoming super messy and disjointed, and that's what Sivir is so good at, stopping people from playing in the bot lane. She pushes out the wave, lets her support roam, and you can never really dive her. But with how she have drafted, definitely has that possibility, and that's why I feel like it's so much closer to what the posts tell you and what people think is Chi has answers to what Aegis want to do. They have answers to play around their win con of either the mid lane or the bot lane.
It's just Assassin's Creed is just the pure comfort draft. That's why I said at the beginning, as I mentioned, I think objectively speaking, Gladiator's draft is probably better, but Assassin's Creed has their Zoe one trick on Zoe, the Jordi, potentially the best Cassandra in the league on Cassandra, an aggressive playmaking jungler. There's so much on the side of Assassin's Creed that they just love to play with, and Assassin's Creed also a very emotional team. If they feel comfortable, if they feel good, they can run everyone down, but the moment something goes wrong, they can go into a very strong slump. And here with this pure comfort draft, which is also not like, it's also pretty good in general, like maybe this is a little bit unconventional, but it's a good draft, plus it's very comfortable for them. It's such a big boost for Assassin's Creed here, which makes me believe in them, and which I also think is why a lot of people voted here for Assassin's Creed.
That makes super much sense. One thing when I'm thinking about how the teams were thinking behind the scenes was most likely Chi knew that it was a Zoe one trick, surprisingly, with the name like that. He was thinking, okay, I'm fine in this matchup, so he's probably practiced a little bit against this Zoe. We're going to have to see if that's going to burn him by leaving it open, or if it's going to make him even more comfortable. And when you get later into the draft, it feels like Chi already knew that Aegis wanted to go for that Sivir. They very much banned away the Braum, banned away the Melio, a great counter towards that Alistar, to have those options to try and find those counter picks. And that's the strong thing about Red Side, is you can always counter what the enemy team does.
I mean, that is why, in my opinion, Red Side is still the superior side. But first pick.
As a coach or an analyst, someone like myself, I love Red Side. Absolute fantastic time. If you're a player, you usually want to get your main comfort, so blue side is your favor. As we head towards the top side, we can see them all going towards the bush. The reason for this is to try and find an invade without getting spotted. Jeff has no idea about this. Does have
good
goals.
spot, buddy. Oh, wait, can he?
Close. It's going to be able to spot it. If he stayed there for a second longer, they definitely could have been able to get onto him. Maybe a flash Q from the Leona, even a Trouble Bubble from Trouble Bubble himself. That's going to be so annoying to say. You're just going to have to double say it.
Yeah.
Good luck with those play-by-plays, man.
No,
You're just going to say in the mid lane side, I hit the Trouble Bubble into the Trouble Bubble.
Or it's going to be a tongue twister.
Yeah, this mid laner knew what they were going to do. As bot lane on the side of Chi have got control over this pit for now. I do expect Aegis just to keep full control of bot lane, even though they are going to be here slightly later. The big concern they have to think about is if their red side has been taken. So a really nice adaptation from this Leona to walk in, place down a ward, and make sure that his jungler isn't going to be counter-ganked.
Also, something I would like to mention is, as we've talked about in the draft, Travel Bubble did decide here to go for the Ignite. So
And Electrocute, high damage.
Yeah, he really wants to go for these trades, for the solo kill, but especially since the Assassin's Creed already is quite weak in the side later on against SEG, the not having teleport here could bite him in the I don't know the saying anymore. It's fine.
What is it? It's like buy him in the back. I'm not sure buying him in the eye. That would hurt. If somebody bit me in the eye, especially if you're like a Vel'Koz main, you are dead. But other champions are two of them, making it a little bit more difficult to have that happen, as both junglers are still pathing towards this bot side, see what they can do. One thing that I find very interesting is that Aegis let this push into them. One thing that Sivir could have always done is got prior in this lane. So now it does give a position where Chi can actually look for a gank. If they let it slow push into them, for the next 2 waves, that'd be in perfect timing with this volley bear down here. But we will have to see, as it is looking like they just want to keep him under pressure, make sure that the Sivir is under tower, so he can maybe get a contest onto this Skull Crab down towards the bot side in a sec.
Yeah, it could also be very interesting to see if we get like a 3v3 for the
I want blood, man. Give me the action early.
Yeah, I don't want a single second of non-fighting. We have Ignite in the mid lane, you better use it.
I was about to say, why is he not flashed, ignited forward, right? If he gets a flash back, it's easy. And that's the big thing about Zoe, is if the enemy TPs towards mid, you just pick it up, you reset yourself, and you TP mid. So you don't even need it. To be honest, Zoe doesn't even need summoners. Just still everybody else's.
New nerf for Zoe. Zoe starts without any summoner spells.
I mean, that'd be the perfect thing, as they have got themselves the... Well, I'm not even going to... I don't even remember that item, but Volley Bear going to be able to steal away this Skull Crab without any congestion. Remember, it took too long for the side of Aegis to be able to find the pushback yet again. It's kind of a small mistake, I'd say, from the side of Aegis. They have prior down bot lane. Make sure to use it, as mid lane uses a little bit of poke, but won't matter too much. It's just Ryan. Yeah, not trying to find anything here. Just going to walk towards the mid lane, trying to see if we can find that double Skull Crab. Not a massive lead, but definitely a small lead building for the jungler of Volley Bear.
Yeah, also, with how it's looking, you want to be the second crab here for the Volley Bear, and Zoe doesn't have the full prior quite yet. Leona is moving up. Oh, wait. Are they going to try to go for the Volley Bear?
This is really difficult. Volley Bear has a slightly quicker clear than Xing Zhao, and that's the whole reason the Volley Bear was able to do that. Xing Zhao clearing the exact same time, but they're slightly later, even though Trouble Bubble had priority. If you have no jungler, you're not able to move. So then, of course, got the bot lane Skull Crab, got the top one as well. With this reset coming through in a second, Volley Bear should have around 1,100, 1,200 gold, so can buy some boots if he wants to. I mean, Volley Bear boots is great.
Yeah, I mean, you're always happy with boots as a jungler in general, no? Like running, clearing your camps faster, ignoring your lanes faster. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, even on supports as well, we see this Alistar. He got here so much quicker because he has those boots. I'm just imagining Alistar just at the shoe shop, just getting them on himself and being like, these aren't my size. I don't think he'll ever be a size. They will be the same bot lane.
Interrupt. Yes, Cloak goes for the engagement. I want to leash, but Delph is on the way back down there. As maybe was the in bot lane first. Cloak now forced to flash out.
We'll say that was a questionable play, to say the least. Lucky Volibear will be pathing towards the top side, so it is going to be able to affect him that much. Aegis can actually look for a dragon play around here. So they've got full priority towards the bot lane. So Volibear here waiting for his next camp. They can look for this.
Yeah. Oh, nicely misses with Delph. Wait, Delph?
Yeah, no, they can't do this anymore. They had that small window of finding that engage with the support not being able to move. As Jeff is going to have to go towards the top side. Jordy doing a fantastic job, knowing that he had the advantage in the ult. So going to be able to just walk it in, maybe even find a kill here.
I don't think he can.
He should have had Ignite, man. Have that Ignite towards the top side. But no, this whole entire play, why Aegis was able to get this dragon, is all down to actually what Alistar did towards the bot side. For some reason, he wanted to go for a play when his wave was completely frozen on towards his tower. He should have just stayed there with his AD carry, cleared out the wave together, slowly pushed it out and contested this dragon. But because he was already chunked to half HP, just allows Aegis to walk into the enemy jungle, bully out the Volibear, get themselves back to that dragon, and get themselves the first dragon of the game. So a small advantage, but still a big win.
Yeah, I mean, if you... Oh, wait. Okay, no, he's gonna toss. But what I wanted to... Wait, Trouble Bubble maybe being a bit... Okay. I stop interrupting myself now.
It's okay.
I wanted to say, I feel like you don't understand the Alistar mindset is, I see enemy, I go bonk.
No, I know the Alistar mindset. I'm a support main, man. I am a bard player, so you have to insult me a little bit for that. But no, I played a bit of Alistar. I remember Helicopter when he used to just go bot lane till level 3 and just tower dive top lane 24/7, especially towards the ultimate. As Volibear is going to be able to pick up the Void Grubs here. No contention, has those boots available in a comfortable position. But Gwen, towards the top lane, has that ultimate, constantly pushing in that Cassante like we thought. So just Ryan can walk in towards the enemy jungle, steal away this camp, and should be able to get out to safety pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, top lane is just going to be so hard for Jordy from now on. He was able to win. Wait.
Oh, damn. That was super close to being excited. Just Ryan.
Wait, Ryan engages onto maybe is cancelling the engage from just Ryan. It's just Ryan is another one onto the run. Maybe dashing afterwards. Jordy is the first. Gwen was on the way back to the wave, but now Jordy dashing forward. He doesn't have the ultimate available quite yet. Just not going over to maybe.
It's just over aggression yet again. Mid lane didn't have push for him. Yes, top lane had. If Trouble Bubble didn't actually reset because they didn't see it on the vision, he could have walked up as well. So Aegis finding a good collapse on towards this Volibear. And the lead he built earlier on has mostly been negated. Did a great job of finding those double scuttle crabs, but it's just all not there. As we find the re-engage here from just Ryan. At this point, you know Cassante can move. Your Gwen isn't able to move because she wants to go catch the wave and push it in again. You just walk yourself out to safety, but instead he just keeps going, uses the ult as top lane.
Oh. Well,
Cassante things. That champion is countered, but not countered, apparently. But big wave going to be able to crash it in. No teleport for Jeff as well. So this is actually going to be a big loss of around about 400 or 500 gold as this thing's out is slowly building that lead. Already has that double kill. I expect him when he finds that reset, can either finish off the boots if he wants to, or get pretty close to that first item.
we're also seeing Icehound could be in a lot of trouble. He does have flash available. Icehound does not have the flash, while Trouble Bubble has 2.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The really fun thing about Zoe is because of her passive, whenever you use an ability, you still be of damage towards a champion nearby. So you can just flash, auto attack, Q, dead. So I was going to be pretty excited to see that. But Alistar 9, that mid lane is having a lot of trouble. Going to run towards the mid lane, try and help out here. Never timing.
There goes one of the flashes away.
I mean, it was this control ward there that made sure that they noticed where Kellogg was.
And we see Trouble Bubble tried to fish vertical onto Icehound. He just missed it by like a few centimeters. It was a bit unfortunate. But we are maybe seeing... No? Oppression? Might be looking for something?
He's completely okay in this situation. He has the Alistar near him. Leona goes in. Leona's going back out. So mostly just here to clear this wave, make sure that Varus is in a comfortable situation. My only big concern is Sivers happily scaling towards this Baron towards the late game, and they haven't found much early towards it. I was expecting Volibear to maybe look for a tower dive bot, maybe have Alistar open up a bit more to go towards the mid lane, but the people looking to open up the scoreboard again is going to be Aegis down here. No vision on this guy.
Yeah, they might try to look for a play since will he step up? I mean, he can't. He will be spotted.
They're walking back so far to try and bait him. Talking up, he can get second bush if he wanted. Is he going to be able to do so? Do they smell it? They definitely smell it with where they're standing.
I feel so blue-balled right now. I was excited to scream.
I mean, you might in a second. They're being super safe now to do it. No Volibear nearby. It's going to take 10 seconds to get here.
Oh, they are
look.
fucking civil, trying to go aggressive in Delph slash, probably the oppression slash the way to get out safely, corrupting chains, go onto the Leona, so nobody dies quite yet. Some of the spells being burned left and right. Now Deadly G are the ones that are on the aggression, but maybe does connect. His ability onto oppression is being knocked away, so it's Kaluk just ran, flashes forward onto the poor ADC, maybe going in for the 1-for-1 killing spree for the Sinsao, but he's also fallen to the bear, and now just Ryan going in for the ultimate, very aggressive play, but the Icehound is here to support his team. The Xavier is falling, so does Leona. Double kill for the Syndra.
Yeah, Syndra, with how long that fight took, because there are two tanks on both of these sides, it lets mid lane push out the wave and find themselves resets. Top lane isn't going to be able to find the kill just yet. Geordie having enough tankiness with that ultimate, even with the Spectral Scowl as well. But at the end of this, get themselves a dragon, get a double kill on that Syndra, and we're saying that Trouble Bubble is doing fantastic towards the mid lane, but not having Prio there and Syndra find that double kill, a lot more difficult coming future in towards that 2v2. But if we can get a replay of that last thing, there's plenty to talk about, because Aegis wanted to look for that engage early on. They find the first engage, but Alistar being super tanky himself, it isn't the person you're meant to be on, and at this point, just Ryan can just take over this team fight, has that ultimate available, has the W for that healing as well, and you can even see Syndra roaming down from the mid lane. They took so long in the fight, it just gets the Wook down, finds an amazing scatter the weak for the first kill, and of course the ult's the second one, so with a 600 gold lead, should be able to complete that first item.
Grab's also being picked up here for Deadly G. I assume it's free picked up, but I didn't see much. Trouble Bubble, oh, does hit the Trouble Bubble onto Alistar. That's so much damage.
A lot of damage over there. There isn't going to be too much contention. 3 Void Grubs did go over to the side of Aegis. Actually 2. Seems like Volibear is able to steal 1 away from them, so they will have 1 Voidling on their side, not the magical 2 that everybody loves. But Varus does need to be careful towards the bot lane. Alistar has reset at a slightly awkward time, so they make a tower dive happen quickly. There's a possibility for, and you can already see them sniffing, trying to get the wards up, seeing if Alistar's nearby, but with this wave crashing out, not going to be able to find anything. And this game really feels like it's about this Syndra. If she can keep pushing this lead, try and find the burst out with Volibear, compared to this Xing Zhao, who, yes, has got himself a lead, but does fall off slightly harder than this Syndra later into the game.
Yeah, so I'm very interested how in general it happened that Trouble Bubble, who was pushing Ice on the entire game, then just lost the priority for the play. But this time, Trouble Bubble does have the prior and is trying to fish for something.
It's just with Ignite. When you have Ignite in lane, there's going to be a certain point where your tempo just can't handle it. Everybody needs to reset, even someone with Ignite is Killog.
Oh, but I have to interrupt.
Oh.
Yes, the Trouble Bubble does connect onto the poor cow. He does pop the ultimate and knocks people away as the teleport does come through from Syndra, and nobody falls once again.
Syndra no way had to teleport there. Was a little bit over the top. Alistar just having his ultimate back up. That's why I said he didn't have an ult beforehand. But with that coming up, tanky enough, going to be able to survive that burst. And they've just soaked up a full teleport and a jungler's pressure, giving time for the Volibear towards the jungle to be able to farm up a little bit more. And when we start looking at the gold lead, yes, this Xing Zhao is making plays, but is actually 40, almost 50 CS down, and we can see that in the gold lead. Already has 2 kills more, but is actually down by 300 gold.
Yeah, it's just all the CS.
It's just farming, man.
It's just, yeah.
Farm
is OP, something I don't
farm
want to accept.
That's one thing the Brazilians don't like to hear when they get told, so you got yourself a kill, that's great. What happens when there were 0 gold, so you killed them 10 times? That's the only time you can get them to farm.
Oh, but I have to interrupt you once again as Delph is being targeted by Just Ryan and Kiluki is being ignited, but I want Leash is here to help the supporter, but it's just gonna is deciding to leave him alone. The knew he can't really do anything there, and that is a free pick for that PG.
Yeah, Alistar, knowing that he could just walk in towards the enemy jungle with his with his jungler, going to be able to pick up that kill, and it's just an overstep yet again for Delph's mid.
Oh, the trouble
stunned.
does connect. Big burst comes through. Iceland does have the flash available. Just Ryan is here to help his mid laner. Power unleashed onto Trouble Bubble as Just Ryan tries to go forward. Trouble Bubble with the portal is not enough to get out here. Killing spree for Just Ryan. Maybe tried to save something, but it was not possible.
I mean, it's just unlucky, right? He made an absolutely fantastic play towards the mid lane. It just wasn't the right time as Varus. How'd he get there?
More fighting. I mean, he kills him. Wait, maybe? Maybe he's dead, but now so is Varus.
Huh? Well, can we get... How? Why is Varus there? Is he trying to get towards the mid lane? I'm not too sure. But I think he was on holiday, don't you think? Because we get to see another replay. Trouble Bubble goes down towards the start. Ice Hound, there we go, that's the name. Going to be able to bully out AG maybe. But now we can see towards the Varus, he was actually looking towards the mid lane, trying to find a reset, but with a ward in there, actually gets himself killed. Difficult times, didn't think he was on that vision, but when you're in the enemy jungle that far, you kind of have to be expecting that there's a ward there.
Very greedy to go for the reset there. He tried to move up for the fight, but I thought Assassin's Creed should be the greedy team here, but apparently it's Greedy Chi.
Yeah, he's trying to beat that oppression, you know? Trying to get a little bit more gold in towards his pocket, find that quicker reset. But fortunately, it is going to be only 300 gold. The waves weren't in a position. Nobody was in a position to do anything, as AJ is going to be able to place that Drift out, heading towards the mid lane, trying to get as much damage as possible. It really feels like they want to contest this. Not a major fan for Aegis to do this, especially with this Sivir being a lot stronger at that 2 to 3 items and maybe getting a bit more gold.
Yeah, wait, Oppression is in danger here. Maybe it's just dashing onto him and he's getting revenge for the solo kill that just happened. It's just now a free pickup. Without the ADC, he's going to be so half that Oliver is the next target. This is being bursted down. Nothing he can do. He doesn't have the ultimate quite yet. And
oh, wow. That was a that was a rift out towards the mid lane, to say the least. He had flash available and that cleanse, but it was just too little too late. And with Dragon going towards Aegis, we can see this play. Oppression is thinking, hey, I'll defend this mid lane tower, I'm completely fine, and then I'll match up with my team. But he wasn't expecting the knock up into the tower going down straight away. So of course they find themselves the first kill. Teleport comes through from Geordie as well, and the fight's just over here. The AD carries down. 4-5 members strong. Gwen towards the top side smartly, couldn't TP towards even if they wanted to. Means that Gwen at least got a top lane tower. And the big thing about Gwen is once she gets towards 2 items, Cassante not going to ever be able to match into them. But with Chi still scaling late into the game, very good timing from Aegis.
yeah, I mean, very, very good. I'm sorry, I honestly speaking just blanked out right now, Mama.
I mean, I can't blame you. After that play from Varus in the enemy jungle and then that on top, this is the SLE if you've ever seen it. As we do see Trouble Bubble towards the bot side, going to be able to push out this wave, trying to gain full vision around here as Sivir's looking to push out this mid wave and maybe look towards this bot side tower. The big concern I do have is that Syndra can never be alone on this side lane. You need to let one tier 1 fall to give Syndra a safe lane to farm. As Oppression towards the mid lane, looking to get himself as much gold as possible. Did actually go for that static shift early on, which I'm a massive fan of. Sivir's big thing is the wave clear, right? Making sure that you can push out your wave to let your support roam, or you can even roam with them. But with that static shift being a counteraction towards that, at least Varus can almost match a Sivir. You're never going to be able to. You can at least try.
Oh, Just Ryan also is trying to go for something, but decided not to, as he is running forward and backwards.
And you're starting to see who are the powers for both of these teams. Aegis, Zoe on the side lane pushing in the Syndra as long as she can live, while towards the top side, Cassante is going to get pushed in by the Gwen at some point. But Gwen for now just trying to scale, trying to get that Rabadon's Death Cat to have enough damage for these team fights later.
Yeah, I mean, once there's like the death cap it's just so much damage, and the very close here from the Gwen.
Have you seen this Varus build? We have static shiv into Hubris. This feels like an LS moment if I've ever seen it.
I mean, hey, don't play my boy Alessi like that. It is-
I mean, the big thing about Alessi, he just loves to go for if players never made a mechanical mistake. And of course, there's always going to be a mechanical mistake from people. But Varus, building this hubris makes me think he wants to go for more of this supportive build, which the stacks you've already shown, but lethality as well, trying to make it where if Volleybell, Alistar find an engagement to a Ziv or a Zoe, they have the empowered Q to help out.
Yeah, the spell sheet was proc by the smite, which was very nicely done by just Ryan, but I Want Leash did get close enough to safety, so he walks towards the mid lane, while Icehound does use the TP. And we are seeing a 1v1 here in the top lane. Jeff does have the ultimate available, can maybe try to shred through Jolly. A lot of damage is coming out, but maybe is on the way to support his top laner right team. Jeff does not have a flash, he does run the ghost instead, and Jolly is doing so much damage as Cassandra does have a Cassandra moment. Ison is here to help his teammate, maybe being completely stunned. Jolly being forced to flash out, but maybe is just going in, balls to the walls as Ison is being run down. Shutdown going into the pocket of the Sin South as they're now turning together onto maybe, as he did get the kill, but can he get out alive? That is the next question. Jolly walks forward, is back into the fight, trying to help us. His triangle here, he got saved. Now it's time to return the favor as Delph is here as well, stepping up aggressively, but it seems to be the fight.
And because they spent so much time towards the top side, bot lane is completely left alone. So Zoe going to be able to pick up that tower as they're looking for another fight.
Yeah,
it's just tanks on tanks. Nothing's really going to happen here unless Delph is able to find that re-engage. And we're starting to see the problem with the composition that Gucci have gone for. You see how tanky this Cassandra is. Yes, it's a bad matchup, but he's been able to build full magic resist. So even Icehound, when he tries to burst him through, because of the magic resist yet again, he doesn't have enough damage to kill. So then maybe with the magic resist as well, is just able to tank so much. And even though they can save enough time for this volley bear, Delph comes up, they don't have enough damage, and we're seeing the problem with this top side. Man, just have an 80 top, please. You can't have triple AP top side. Merc Treads just have way too much value. You can even see Trouble Bubble in the mid lane has just picked up Merc Treads.
Yeah, Trouble Bubble, who is known for being the biggest Merchant hater. I did have, I think, a 1 hour argument with him
Is
about...
against Spell Shield. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, that actually got me super excited. Spell Shield, fantastic into the Chi lineup. They're looking for this quick engage Viva, an ultimate from a volley bear into a Q, even an ultimate from oppression. It allows him to run forward and get himself to safety a little bit easier than he would before. As the second dragon or third dragon's about to spawn.
Oh, Delph does miss, but maybe just goes forward. Trouble Bubble, his damage just goes a bit short, does not connect. Icehound just using the CC to try to go back, getting his team to safety, but the Trouble Bubble does connect to suppression. Cleanse is being used by the ADC, and that is a Jeff. Jeff is just trying to take as much from top as he can, while on the other side of the map, Deadly G is just trying to, I assume that we're just going to try to cancel the reset, and I don't think we're going to see a fight here, so I think I can let you take over again.
That's just a massive win for Chi, isn't it? Age is trying to look for a fight early on, as they will be looking to Ryan. Has that ultimate available, so shouldn't be a
He
kill.
is being knocked up though, is using the ultimate to get out, and he is getting...
I was scared that ultimate wasn't going to go over the wall, but yet again, 3 members trying to push on towards this volley bear. The reason he went for that play is to get them to push onto him. So now another mid lane tower full, 700 up top, 300 there, another 700 for 1400. So they've got around about 1600 gold at the end of that play. Only 1,000 gold lead, and that's all on the back of that. Fantastic. Chi, yes, they lose the dragon, but when we find a reset from this top lane of Gwen, I just want to see these items, because boots are going to be finished. They're at least going to have half an item.
Yeah, it's just... She is in such a good position now. I feel like it's going to be so hard for SNC to do anything with that top inner being gone.
Chrysante's built Zeke's.
Oh, I like that. I liked it a lot. I don't know if you know that tag. Do you?
No, please, I do, but no. Tell everybody at home.
Oh, I mean, as far as I am aware, is it just deals so much burst damage, because the moment you like just press the ult, the Zeke's now does give the little Bernie circle around you, and you just deal so much damage popping when you just pop the ultimate, and it's very disgusting to just kidnap the enemy ADC with the ultimate and just one-shot him with basically 0 counter play.
I mean, it's more than just the passive. The passive also has that slow to make sure when the enemy tries to engage and they go onto Cassandra, it's harder to get from Cassandra towards that back line. And because it's a support item, it's very gold efficient. So Cassandra can be a low economy top laner with that. Can have plenty of stats, plenty of tankiness. And you saw him in that last team fight we broke down. Cassandra just kind of doesn't feel unkillable. Doesn't feel killable. When Jeff finds that magic pen item, going to be a lot happier, going to have that level 16 as well. But before that, Jordy just taking as much time as possible, trying to stay alive.
Yes, he is going for the 1-1. Beautiful kidnap, taking Jeff into his own tower. Ghost is being popped, he's just going to run away.
Making sure to get that Ghost available out. It does have to use the all-out himself, but if he can, try and stop Jeff.
Jordy is going forward again, trying to go for the kill, but just when he's here to cover stop, and that is being used by Jordy, dashing out once more. Escasante can do literally everything. And oh my god, beautiful engagement by Elf. The solar flare connected to two people. Oppression does not have the plans available, as we know. So he did hit the beautiful steep before Klingsby, going over for Sin Sao as the Varus just falls down. And there's so much going on. Everybody falls so much AoE, but Ison is trading back. And now two people fall inside of Assassin's Creed, but it's a double kill for the Zoe. Double Bubble flashing forward, so many summon spells onto the ground. Double Bubble just does whatever he wants, and that is a triple for the Zoe.
And that's the reason you don't give somebody their main. Trouble Bubble popping off in that last team fight. I didn't think that was going to be good for ages. They could have just left bot lane alone, all went towards the Baron and being in a good position. But Deft finding this fantastic 3-man engage means that everybody is just not in the right position, allowing the Sivir to free fire for this whole fight. And by the time Jeff comes over, yes, he deals fantastic amount of damage, is able to heal up so much, but he's still a half HP top laner. Gets bursted out, Trouble Bubble flashes over the wall to find the triple kill afterwards, and now Aegis, with those kills going over, in a fantastic position gold-wise, is now they're completely even. Mid lane is very close towards that third item, and this Sivir, that we haven't talked about much recently, is starting to really scale into this game. Already got those two items, getting close to that third.
Yeah, this is such a good position now for Assassin's Creed. I mean, their base is kind of open in the top lane still, but this is now so point for Assassin's Creed overall, and so much like even gold and a very fat Zoe. But the Zoe felt a little bit invisible so far, but now she's going to be so strong.
I mean, have you seen some of the plays she did towards the bot lane, even towards the mid lane? Yeah, they've been pretty solid. It's just they haven't set up vision correctly to try and find pick potential with the Zoe. It's felt like solo queue is best way to say. Isolated fights. Zoe finds a play because Zoe finds a play, not because the team set up a play for Zoe to do the rest. So something they may need to work on. I was actually kind of scared for ages on that major team fight, just because they could have easily gone for that Baron instead of going for that risky play. Yes, it works out because they played it correctly, but that Leona, that engage was fantastic. You find a 3-man ultimate, but there wasn't that instant follow-up CC from the rest of your team, meaning that they actually had an opportunity to maybe walk out together and play a really beautiful front-to-back team fighting comp. It really just came down to Chi not executing that team fight properly, because if they did so, they could have been able to find those kills, get that bot lane tower, and maybe even break open the inhibitor. So very risky. So fortunately, it worked out for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I think big reason why the fight went so well for Assassin's Creed is, from what I've seen, Oppression seemed a little bit lost in the fight. He just ran around upwards, backwards, a bit confused what he was supposed to do, and that just gave the opportunity to Trouble Bubble to just kill him.
Did you see his comp? Can you blame him? He's built Static Shiv into Hubris. I'll be confused if I had that sort of comp. But, I do believe we'll get ourselves back into game in just a second. Just waiting for the pause bug to get all over. And I really want to ask how you're feeling about this Varus in the team fight. You said it was difficult in that last team fight. Do you think that was the major reason for it? Because for me personally, if they had any other major AD carry that went more of the, I guess, attack speed route, they would have had enough damage to get through these major tanks. You still have a Cassante, you have a Leona, and most likely these lethality builds aren't known for trying to burst them out.
Yeah, or I mean, if you had a Varus with a proper build, oh wait, oh my god,
man, it's always so much fun when it's on your team, not on the enemy. It's like having a Shaco, isn't it? On your team they suck, but on the enemy team they're amazing. You just get chunked to half HP and you're like, guys, please, can just, like, why is he so fed?
It's just everywhere boxes. I had nightmares about enemy Shakos, but this is not about enemy Shakos here. It's about hello? No, okay. I mean, they're just gonna try to fight for the river control here as Jake does spawn pretty soon.
It's really hard for Aegis to find a way in here, mostly because you have the Alistar could be on the flank, Fully Bay, even the Gwen could be behind you. So it's best for Aegis to just give up this dragon, push out your waves, and just keep scaling to the game. We said Sivir 3 items at that strong suit. Just barely got themselves there. Of course, mid lane got towards those 3 items. Jungle 2.5 will start slowly fall off, but same with the body bear as well. So it won't really matter in that situation. But the big win that she has, their top laner really wins top lane now with that Void Star finished.
Yeah, I think Jolly's just gonna be bothered in face of the Gwen. Oh, trouble bubble. Oh,
Okay, show me the
okay.
damage.
I mean, he just
Flash?
tanked.
Man, I wanted like the flash forward into the solo kill there, but not going to be able to happen. Barrett is going to be slightly off tempo here.
Oh my god. Wait, but we're asking a fight on the other side. While Travel Bubble is fighting with oppression, there's a team fight going on up there. He does connect the Travel Bubble onto Alistar, who is now being forced to pop the ultimate as a cleanse, trying to get out, but Delph is the first one to fall as oppression did so much damage to his arrow from nowhere. Then now Kilok falls. Travel Bubble with a gorgeous knife onto the Volley Bear. And it turned out very well for Assassin's Creed.
Absolutely fantastic. Going to be able to get the Baron at the back of that. And this comes down again to the AD carry. A great play for Mages, walking in as a 4-man unit. Jungle straight behind. Sivir there to auto attack straight away. And we can see Oppression needs to be there to deal the damage, but he's bullied off on the side lane. So he tries to walk in. He tries to deal damage. All he can do is poke him with a Q. And with that damage not coming through, this Sivir pre-hitting at that 3 items, it's just slowly just bullying them out. And then afterwards, finds another kill, another great ultimate from the Zoe and the Knight's Trouble Bubble, get themselves a kill, and with this Baron in hand, they can start pushing this lead and like to take these towers. With having a Sivir in hand, this Baron push should be super effective.
Wait, did Cassandra solo kill Gwen in bot lane?
Illegal. Either Zeke's is busted or Geordie's a god.
I think
Or
it's a bit of both.
It must be, clearly. Because I'm seeing Gwen use the ultimate, didn't have the ghost available, so must have... Yeah, I'm not excusing that. I'm absolutely not excusing that. The only thing you can say is really rough for this Gwen is not being the solo AP, so Cassante can just build full magic resist, meaning that Gwen deals very little damage towards him, but then they have... No, it's illegal. I'm not even going to defend that. It's illegal.
I don't think there's anything. I mean, maybe Jeff with every single needle with the ultimate. Maybe
Jeff just had one bad fight, right? That doesn't mean he's a bad player. We're going to get ourselves started on towards this Baron push. They are going to be going for that 4-1, as they will be looking towards this top tower, trying to get vision as much as possible. Could look for a dive onto Jeff here, but their biggest goal is mostly just walk up and just let Sivir hit these towers. With the amount of disengage that Aegis have, they can just walk up and use the Sing Sao ultimate when needed.
No trouble. Oh, he
Man,
keeps on
so
fishing.
oppressive from this part.
Yeah, it's like the moment enemy pushes, Zoe is just so annoying to do anything against. You want to go to the waves, but you know you can't. There's always like a million bubbles flying towards you, and these Qs, like it just goes short and just a little bit. But Jeff, wow.
She need to find a way to engage onto one of these champions. Geordie, too much magic resist, don't have the damage from oppression, so that's going to be difficult. So you have to find a way onto the Sivir or on towards this mid laner.
Yeah, you need to find something. With how it's
How
going,
do they get in? It's low range engage.
I don't see something. Maybe like a magical Ice Hound 5-man flash engage CC
Yeah,
from the
Alistar does have flash.
Oh, Kalok does go in, but is it enough? The Civil is being popped now. Maybe it might be the first one to fall now. Maybe it's Delph or Geordie. So much going on, but I Want Leash does kill the bear now. Beautiful 2-man CC coming out from the Stunja. Now the Inhib is under attack. Assassin's Creed might be looking for more. The Trouble Bubble does not hit anybody, and they're just gonna dip out after taking a kill at the end.
And it just feels like a better draft. Aegis knowing how to play this, go towards the top side, don't pick up the inhibitor, take the tower and get the bot lane one as well. As you can see, Chi going for this desperate play. Be like, okay, we need to win a team fight unless we want to give our 2 inhibitors. So Jeff finding incredible needleworks, but yet again, oppression not able to hit, Icehound not being able to burst out this backline. So with Sivir and with this mid lane, just being able to constantly burst out this damage, Aegis are going to be winning these front-to-back team fights. And yet again, it's just a team comp diff. There's just no way for Chi to get onto this backline unless they find a miracle flank from the body bear or a fantastic flash from this Alistar. They don't have that long-range engage if you had a Malphite or an Ornn on your team.
I mean, honestly speaking, I still think the biggest long-range engage on the side of ZTG could be the Syndra. As weird as
How?
it sounds.
But that's so hard to say. How are you ever going to get on the Zoe or onto the Sivir?
It is the SLE, everything is possible, but we are seeing a fight here. Just Ryan is the target, he does have the ultimate available, it's just gonna go out, but Kaluk is alone into the enemy team, and Delph and Trouble Bubble just trying to do so much damage to Jeff, and he just can't play the game. Ryan falls on the other side, but Trouble Bubble is just one-running the top lane of the team. We see the fact Ison does pop the ultimate, that Iron Leash just won't die as the spell sheet protects him so much. Ison in a weird position. Iron Leash going after the Rampage, now the Varus falls next to the hand of the Zoe double kill, going into the hand of the Zoe one trick as Jordi tries to go for the end. He does hit the Nexus turret, it is only Jeff, and it was a very good counter pick, but it did not end well. As we see romantically how Jordi is even here at the end, running down Jeff. Trouble Bubble here to support his top laner. The one trick hits the bubble, as his name says. Ace into the pockets of Assassin's Creed as they're knocking on Nexus for the first game.
Man, top just got giga grief with going triple AP top.
Yeah.
Like, you saw how much damage while he had that void stuff, because he built full magic resist. It doesn't matter. So, fantastic game from the Aegis side. If we want to see a closer game from the Chi, because yes, it looked close early, but the longer the game went, found a lot more difficult. I need an AD carry Varus there, because we saw that it wasn't really pumping out the damage, specifically because they just had two good tanks on the side of Assassins and Creed. There was no way they could ever get towards that backline. So you need either longer range engage, so then you can either have the Varus help, even a Jhin could be a possibility if you wanted to go that, or you just play a nicer front to back team fighting comp. Because yet again, Leona and other people just created the space they needed to allow their carries to work.
I mean, there was a part in the game where it looked so good for the SEG when the Nexus, the inhib was taken by the Gwen, and that was the power of the side thing we talked about. But then Assassin's Creed just kept on forcing them into the team fights, and like you said, the Varus with his build just was not strong enough in these team fights to actually make a difference. Civic could just free hit, Trouble Bubble could just poke to infinity, and it was so hard for that DG to do anything in this team fight. And like you said as well, I do hope they get a proper ADC for these team fights in the upcoming game.
Yeah, and do you know what else is hard is not being able to watch the game straight away, as we will be going for around about a 4 or 5 minute break. Afterwards, we should have the game between Assassin's Creed and Gucci, so make sure not to go anywhere.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. eyes and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
welcome back after this little break. I hope nobody ran away. I'm still gloomy, still joined by Saftas. That was such an exciting game one, and I am very excited to see how game two is gonna go, how they're gonna adapt in the draft. Maybe take away the Zoe, maybe take away the Cassante. Anything you can expect there's gonna be adapted? Anything you're excited to see for the next game?
First of all, don't put the AP top and pick Gwen. It is just going to get full magic resist against it, and we see that wasn't too much fun. But no, for me personally, I'm just excited to be alive. I got to have myself a full roast on Sunday. The mum made it. Absolutely fantastic. And we get a great game in front of us. But the big thing I actually want changed is most likely just going to be that Zoe. Has to get taken off the bat. It seemed really good in towards that Syndra early game. Yes, it did get a little bit pushed in, but once it started getting unlocked towards the late game, it just felt unmatched. It just showed how comfortable he was in that champion.
Yeah, which is it was very weird. Usually you see Zoe popping off the first 50 minutes and never seen again, and then this time around Zoe was kind of alright in the early game and then just turned into God after like 20 minutes. So
yeah, really hard to execute. Both of the teams though are playing pretty well in the early game. I feel like Aegis can just 2-0 this if they want to. I think they're very much in the position, as we are going to begin ourselves in the draft in just a second. We can see if the adaptations are coming through. I don't think Aegis has to change anything. The Bully Bear didn't seem scary at all. I want a little bit more of this lockdown CC as they're straight away just going for the Karma ban again.
yeah, maybe Assassin's Creed is gonna take away the Sin Sao this time around. As far like in the SLE meta, Sin Sao is turning out to be kind of the best champion at the moment with the buff that he got recently. So I could see Assassin's Creed trying to go for the Sin Sao ban, denying Deadly Chi, or they just do the same ban they did in the game before and leave it open and have an answer ready in the kitchen.
It's just a really good bruiser champion. You go into the enemy jungle, 1v1 them. You can also do early game team fights, and in the late game, you just use your ultimate and you take 0 damage from these AD carries. So it's fantastic. So that's why this champion is picked all over the place. I would actually love if somebody, brung it towards the top lane so we can have that flexibility. That isn't happening for a very long time, as Gucci have gone for the exact same bans, banning away the Hui, banning away the J4, and of course the Ivan on top of that. Jinx going to be the counteraction. Of course, J4 incredible in towards that Jinx.
Yeah,
Do you really need to ban Jinx here? I feel like Aegis have enough to counter this, unless they're scared of the Jinx Thresh combination. They want to go for lockdown.
Oh, B1 Cassante?
I mean, it's a safe top laner. I can't blame him with a game that was so difficult. Last one, get him onto comfort, make sure that he gets himself survivability. The only issue is Aegis has so many counter picks that they can have into this. The only time I think Chi can pick this first is if it's flexible towards that mid lane. Then you can put it into an okay matchup. Maybe it's not perfect, but at least you have that flexibility. But I'm not sure that Chi has this. So now Aegis get to decide Volley Bear going to be locked in, seeming like that's the jungler that they're looking most for. I'm expecting just a top laner here. Just pick somebody in towards the Cassante that is comfortable. Can go for the Gwen if you want to. Wasn't that amazing in the last game. Unless you feel more comfortable in it, you can go sign like a Darius.
Or not?
I mean, Darius is way too early, by the way. You can't pick that champ.
I mean,
so
no,
I mean, he's very good at that 1-3-1 side laning, of course. Has that team fighting capabilities, is only towards the top side. So now that top lane is locked in, I'm expecting Chi to pick up their jungler here. What do they want to do to that Volley Bear? Have that Xing Zhao available? They think that was the strong pickup. Xing Zhao does get slightly countered by the Volley Bear once they go for these major long team fights. They're looking for upfront burst. Xing Zhao is pretty comfortable there, so they could pick it up if they want to.
One funny thing I would like to mention, but could it be Nocturne?
Okay, that's really good. The main reason the Nocturne is fantastic is Gnar is an AD carry half the time and a tank bruiser top lane the other half. So when he is that AD carry, you can very much play for the top side. Just get a mid laner that can easily roam with the team up towards top side and just constantly dive that. The only opportunity that you can have is maybe a Nico towards the mid lane. We see a lot of people loving finding these flanking mid laners. When Nocturne turns the lights off, they can easily find those big ults.
Yeah, I mean, like Nico and Ori, two amazing mid laners paired up with Nocturne. Jim being picked up here by Deadly Chi. Not a mid laner shown quite yet, so Assassin's Creed can take these two off the table. But yeah, something I wanted to mention is Nar, quite a funny pick here for Assassin's Creed, as Assassin's Creed is part of the German community sanctuary, and there is this allegation going around that every Assassin's Creed, that every sanctuary top laner is just an OTP, and he is not trying to dodge these allegations here.
I mean, it has to be true, right? If he's picking it up and everybody else, super fun to see. Now, the Kaiser getting locked in. Great counteraction towards the Nocturne. Nocturne never turns the lights off and goes in. Kaiser, of course, with E going invisible, can just run to safety, even ult out if needed, especially with the Jhin as well. Jhin never tries to ult. You find a Plasma Blast towards the back line. You can just blow themselves up. So instead of Aegis going for this front-to-back team fighting comp, looking for the side lane, they're instead saying, hey, if you're going to engage, we're just going to engage in you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Fighting fire with fire. Now, as well, we see Ori is being taken off the table, as we... Orianna, I can't with these names anymore, but Orianna being taken off, like we've mentioned before, very strong combination with the Nocturne. You can buffer your ultimate, and it just flies after the Nocturne, and then instantly hits when Nocturne arrives on the target. Very wonky interaction. Syndra being taken over this time.
I don't hate Syndra. Fire with the Nocturne, great burst damage in the mid lane. Something that Chi's mid laner seem pretty comfortable on. I would like a Zoe ban. I understand that it may not feel that scary for Chi, but if you can stop somebody from getting on comfort, that has to be the opportunity, as both of these teams still haven't picked up their supports and both have to go for more engaged centered, mostly because Aegis just have engaged from Nar and Volibear, but that starts becoming a little bit tricky, and we saw Chi last game. They didn't have that easy engage, which means that they weren't able to find those team fights from behind. So we're going to have to see what support they want to pick up. As mid lane, I'm expecting to have that counter pick. You just go Leona, not Alistar's too early here.
I mean, just go something that goes in. Just go, yeah.
I like Leona a lot more than Nautilus. Most because Leona's W just makes you absolutely tanky. You get Warmugs on top of that. You just don't die. You have Kaiser being able to free hit towards the backline, and you have more CC. So if Nocturne ever goes in, you can either find an E into a Q, or you can even get somebody else to try and proc it off so you can find that stun afterwards. And now Chi, going to see if this Poppy is locked in. Massive fan of it, but I don't want to talk about it before it has been locked in.
I mean, I don't know what to say. You want to say something when it's locked in, so
Okay.
I'm leaving you the words.
Okay. No, I'm being honest. I don't want to push anything too far, but a Poppy lock in, fantastic towards the Kaiser Leona. They tried to go in. Poppy says no. Nar tries to go in with the double E bounce over either a minion or a champion to find that big ultimate. Not going to be able to find anything. And with Silas, they needed AP on the team, and Silas is a perfect answer towards that. Pretty good towards the mid lane. Can go for a Relic Shield if it is a hard matchup early on against one of these mages. But Silas being able to steal the Leona ultimate, Nar ultimate, and even the Volibear on top of that. Fantastic ult to still in these major team fights. Maybe the engagement Chi isn't that strong, but their bruiser tankiness and their mid lane 3v3 is really strong. Talia's going to get locked in to try to stop the engage from the Silas and Nocturne. Is when Nocturne goes in, it's instantly going to be CC'd up by the Talia unstable ground.
Yeah, I really love the Silas pick here. Also, the Kaiser ult surprisingly very good because Nocturne goes in and then Silas can follow with the Kaiser ult. But I don't like the Talia pick, honestly speaking.
How come?
In theory, it's very good against the Silas and the Nocturne, right? It's like, okay, you dash, like even Silas W counts to dash, right? So Talia can just cancel it. The only problem with the Talia pick is that I think Talia is just not a good champion at the moment. And that even in theory it does work, you kind of lack the damage that you need. You will never be able to kill the Silas. If the Silas goes to proper build, goes for the Conqueror, goes for the Leandris into how's the Cosmic Drive, which I know Ison goes. He did pick it against me. If he does go for this build, it's going to be like Talia can't really do anything against the Silas. I really, really don't like the Talia here.
But Gloomy, the question is Talia meant to kill Silas, or is Talia's job different? The job that I believe that Aegis are going for is they're just looking to push out mid lane, gain priority against the Silas, make sure that she doesn't get engaged on with that unstable ground. Yes, she won't kill, but Silas and Nocturne won't be able to kill her either. So then once she pushes out this mid lane, she can look towards the bot lane and look for this dive. Yes, Leona won't be able to go into it easily, but you can still do that solar flare into a Volibear ultimate, and you can still go for this 4 versus 2 down bot lane. And now you're starting to see how even though it isn't the best pick for the damage wise, it can really facilitate this team finding a lead early. Because if we go towards a late game and it's even, you do have to slightly favor this Gucci side because of the Poppy, because of how the Silas can play on the side lanes as well.
Yeah, it's just. I'm still standing my ground here. No,
I mean, you never have to agree with me. That's the fun thing about League
Yeah.
of Legends. Everybody has their different ways of thinking about the game. So the question is for you guys at home is, who do you think's got at 1? Do you think it's Gucci? Or do you think it is the Aegis roster? Gloomy, how are you feeling? Which team is really calling to you? Because I think it might be the Gucci side with you hating this Slayer.
Yeah, the thing is, I think the Silas should never die here. But I
mean,
I am gonna take Assassin's Creed draft here. I think I still prefer it. Even as much as I hate the Celia pick.
with nameplates off as well.
Yes.
Fair enough. Can't blame
I
me there.
I think even with nameplate off, yes.
Fair enough. I mean, that's the fun thing about it. I feel like both teams have their ways of winning. Aegis looking for this bot side, trying to find this Kai'Sa lead. We all know what a Kai'Sa, once she has a 1 item advantage, does to anyone. You just get blown up. While the side of Chi, looking to play for this mid 2 versus 2. I'm excited to see if Poppy can find good value with that steadfast presence. Find that W to make sure that they can't find those engages. And once it gets towards level 6, I feel like the whole game just lights up. That's the green flag whenever you go towards racing. The fight actually starts. As if Nocturne is able to find a good ultimate, the Jhin pairing up with it, they can look to burst someone out in these fights. While the side of Aegis, it has to be this volley bear ultimate towards the bot lane to stop the tower and trying to find some kills down there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like if this Volibear is just like sitting in bot, like this Jhin will never be able to play the game. Like especially after level 6, Volibear just clicks his point, clicks his C in the bot lane dive, and Kai'Sa uses the killer instinct, follows up and one-shots the Jhin. I think if Assassin's Creed just plays it well, Kai'Sa is just gonna snowball so hard into the draft. And it's gonna be very unplayable for that TG.
I do expect Jhin to be going for the cleanse this game. So when Jhin ever tries to ult, Leona likes to ult on top of it. Even if she can't find the engage because of the Poppy, can always stop at least a bit of that damage going on towards Kai'Sa as Nocturne towards Kai'Sa. If it's a 1v1, not going to be able to go too well. But if there is that follow-up with that Jhin ultimate, Kai'Sa's going to have a lot more trouble on trying to stay alive in these team fights. So front to back from Aegis and Chi looking to find this engage. Do you think there's actually going to be a difference between Chi this game compared to last? Of course, Chi losing that first game.
I think this game is going to be a lot more even than the first game, as much as like the biggest strength Chi had the last game was the split push, which they don't have this time around. But on the other hand, the fighting is so much easier. They can go for 3 picks in with the Nocturne, something especially in the SLE historically seen. No team knows how to play against Nocturne. He will always get his picks with the paranoia. People in the comms, everybody knows it, instead of like, where are you? Where's Nocturne? He's at me. Like, they're not telling where, just at me, which is not very helpful. So Nocturne will always get these picks historically so far in the SLE. Maybe Assassin's Creed can change it up this time around to prove us that I'm wrong here. But I think it's going to be a lot closer. If this...
Do you know what we need to have, if I'm honest? We need to have what they have in shooting games where they say, oh, it's coming. They're in vents. They're down dry brush. Well, we have at least that, but it'd be super fun if Top of River was called some like fancy name. It's like Scuttle Crab's Home. Well, not really fancy itself, but you're starting to see what I mean. It's like Dragon's Nest.
He said Reef Window.
That's it. How about we do that with every single SLE team? We have a certain part of the map which is theirs. I mean, what would be the most troll one? Like somebody's Nexus? Not Nexus, their home base. Like you want to dive them. I don't know. Maybe the winners, Eternal Blizzard so far. They're the ones with the most amount of points. We could say, guys, we're Eternal Blizzard in right now. Or maybe towards the bot lane as we're trying to dive. We're like, guys, let's go for that Aegis play. Or Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I think
I feel like I'm cooking too hard, if I'm honest.
I'm
Doesn't
gonna
sound like the smartest play.
I'm gonna open up a ticket. I'm gonna write it.
Man, I'll get myself on the mod team just so I can delete that ticket. I'll talk to Linus. I'll get it sorted. But everybody at home, we should be getting in 30 seconds towards a minute, mostly because making sure that we have that 3-minute spectator delay. Man, Why can't we just all be on tournament round? We can be like 2 minutes after talking about the comps. We just straight get in. Now we have to wait like 5, 6. Small indie company, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's can be a bit annoying, but also more time for us to talk about these wonderful drafts is too much time, but you always have to see the upside.
Do you know what they're missing?
What?
They're missing
What
a
is it?
Seraphine. Man, that champ's bastard. You just fast pick that thing.
You and your Seraphine.
Okay, hear me out. Seraphine AD carry, support, mid lane, top lane. It can go everywhere, but I'll make it work jungle myself. It can go everywhere.
Oh, okay. If you send me proof of making Seraphine jungle work, the next time my team is getting
What
getting
elo
upset,
does it have to be?
around Emerald Diamond.
Oh, I can make that work. Hell yeah. That's a deal.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna convince my jungler next
Oh.
time we're getting casted to play Seraphine jungle.
I'm imagining Twitter. I saw one of the posts from somebody playing in the SLE a while ago, how they lost 11 games in a row. And they're like, you won't beat me on the 12th. That'll be me on Seraphine jungle being like, I lost 11 times. But look at this one game where it worked fantastically. Come on, you have to pick it now. They're saying your team won't play it. Can you defend me here?
No, I will make sure my team will play Seraphine jungle. Don't worry.
I was about to say, I felt like we've had a connection, having a good cast together.
Yeah.
Now, I'll come in as your guys' coach. I'll come in for just one day, one game. I'll be there to draft you guys. It'll be Seraphine top, Seraphine mid, Seraphine jungle, AD carry, and support. There's only one issue, that you can only pick one Seraphine, so we're going to have to wait for one for all to come out.
Yeah. What do you do when Seraphine is banned?
UFF.
I mean,
you go next.
The thing is, like, our support was like I think ranked 38 Seraphine Europe. Seraphine is getting banned a lot against us. You know.
Man, you know, I feel like me and your support would get along very well. But we'll have like a bonding experience because I feel like I'm one of the only people in the world who listen towards Seraphine's music tape. You know how you had like, what was it? It was KDA, that sort of stuff. Seraphine actually had remixes of different songs that were made before.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't good, but I've listened to it once.
No, I had one of them in my playlist
Damn.
for quite some time.
So maybe you're the Seraphine lover, not me.
I used to love her a lot because I'm an LS fanboy number one.
Yikes. Next, you're going to say that you're an L9 type guy.
Oh,
If
no,
anybody
God.
knows what that means, you understand why you don't want to be an L9
No,
type
no.
guy. But we should probably get ourselves over towards the late game. For everybody, I am a Bard main. I barely play Seraphine, so you don't get the wrong idea of me. As towards the bot lane, Jin doing a very good job of poking them in this lane is going to be very favored towards the Chi side, as Leona won't be able to find an engage. And whenever Killer ever wants to go in, they can. Especially with that Hail of Blades, they have a lot of damage early.
This lane is going to be so hard for us definitely in the early game. Kilog is just, I mean, Puppy has so much base damage. Something
Do
we've
you know what I
seen.
love? I'm just imagining Volley Bear because he started towards the top side path in top. He looked bot lane, saw the match, and was like, nah, I'm good. I'm playing somewhere else. So heading towards the top side compared to Nocturne, pathing towards this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, I can't blame him. I also wouldn't want to be there.
Man, I wouldn't want to play jungle. Terrible role. Absolutely busted. Fantastic
not
play from the Leo, by the way. Going to be able to place a ward down spot where Just Ryan is. Most likely expecting him to go for this clear path anyway, but always nice to know where the jungle is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got so much information, so much more possibilities to know what you can play, when you can play what, and also gives the information for Assassin's Creed that they need to be safe in the bot lane, which, I mean, I don't think they have a choice, but
No, they really don't. They don't have
least-
a choice at all.
at least they know now, right?
Yeah, very true. They know that they aren't getting played for. Spot lane, a little bit more trading. Same with mid. This is really bad for Trouble Bubble. You see the amount of HP he has and mostly that XP. If Icehound ever wants to try and find a flash W in, it's going to be a kill for him, but fortunately, going to get those health pots. Not going to be able to win any fights now. Is most... I would actually call Volley Bear mid here. Say, hey man, help me clear this wave and let me find a reset.
Yeah, especially with champions like the Silas, is his HP bar is fake. Like, he
Yeah.
always has a lot more HP than he has, and you always have to just look at the mana, not just at the HP. Trouble Bubble has no mana, it's going to be so hard, and the Volley Bridge is reset, not caring about mid laners. So, that's rough.
That's why he went for that door and shield that I talked about earlier. He said Talia doesn't have the damage. When you have that support item, of course, you're not going to be able to do anything. Same with Font on life later on. No pause. Nothing too much about it. But with this Talia pickup, they actually went for the Ares instead of something like the Phase Rush, which I have liked a little bit more. Mostly because of the amount of engage they have with the Nocturne and Silas. That Phase Rush could have given an ability to just be able to pump out the different abilities and just get yourself out to safety.
Yeah, I think I agree. I also would have loved to see the face rush here, but what else?
Fully placed unspotted.
Is
Great
maybe-
wraparound.
Yeah, maybe going in for the bot lane. Both summon spells available for the deadly cheap bot lane, and Killok tried to do something, but it just can't. There is no dash onto the Volibear, so now turning onto Killok. He does have the flash available, but it just gets bursted down. He's not quite tanky as first blood to maybe.
Yeah, one person had to die in that situation. It just had to be the support. Oppression's going to be able to pick out this wave. Not going to get anything else out of that. The kill did go towards the Volibear. Would have been a lot better on towards the Kai'Sa, but at least it wasn't over the Leona. But that all came down to just great play from AG, knowing that they had vision all over the river. He went towards the top side, walked around the enemy jungle, and found the path towards the bot side. So maybe if Icehound was able to place a ward down earlier, they would have been safe. So a small mistake in their vision and really well played by maybe to find out.
Icehound is going in, probably just a little bit of trading. I don't think he has enough damage for a kill yet. How about trading back as Killok is
Not going to
running
find a
it.
kill. I mean, he
Oh,
just
wait.
has that timing because of
Wait.
the death.
Just Ryan is in a lot of trouble here. He does have the flash and he has his spell sheet, but oh, beautiful follow-up from Delph. Just follows Ryan as he tries to flash away. Icehound on the way to help his jungle out. Fear goes nice onto the Volibear, but Killok is also here. It is a 3 versus 3, but beautiful stun coming out from Killok onto maybe it is this now with that bear. Delph tries to do the little Spider-Man dashing onto Killok, flashing away. Now Trouble Bubble might be in trouble, but no bubble as wait, he walks towards the okay, just flashes.
Yeah, going to be able to get themselves out over the wall. Top lane.
Oh wait, oh.
Jordy can actually try and go for an outplay if he finds a Q and dodges abilities, but way too risky to go for. So he's just going to reset, teleport available, not going to lose anything for that player's bot lane.
Oh wait, what?
Two options of what happened there. Either Poppy went the wrong side of that towers, then Kai'Sa just busted her out, or Poppy tried to dash backwards to help Jin find the... Anyway, last play. Just Ryan getting engaged on here very simply. Doesn't have the team with him. Isn't looking good. The big thing was that flash and that E, allowing him to waste enough time for his team to come in. We said that Chi's game plan is to try and play around that 3 versus 3, and what do we see? An easy 3 versus 3. You have Poppy with Halo Blades, you have Silas who's great in towards these tanks, same with the Nocturne. So when Killok finds that first kill, they run down, get another flash from this Talia as well. And we're starting to see the issues with this Chi's comp. It's about playing for bot lane and then looking to try and match mid.
Oh, we are seeing the engagement. Nocturnal is popped. The Paranoia Talia getting up with no HP, no mana, but now Silas here to steal the Volibear. Volibear is not quite dead. He's just gonna get one shot. That is a dead bear. And once again,
3 versus 3. Poppy deals too much damage early. Same with the Silas. You just can't go for this. You need level 6 in your Talia. You let her push mid safely. You don't look for the fight. You said Talia doesn't have the damage, and she doesn't. So don't take these fights. Play for bot lane. Get yourself cryo. Look for a dragon or look for a 4-man play. Because this Kai'Sa, you see that items, pickaxe, got the other AD item that I don't even know because that's new, this meta. But with those items, pickups like Shiv, get that wave push, start to look for stuff together. But now, with that going down the drain, it gives the opportunity for the enemy just to walk in, get themselves a dragon and a few more kills.
talking about the drain, okay, oh, I thought it was gonna be fine. I am so sad. Once again, blue balls.
I mean, we've had enough chaos. I get it's only 4 kills in 8 minutes, but that's a kill every 2 minutes. Much more team fighting and more than that. Problem is, the kills just haven't come from it. As the gold lead is only going to be 100 gold over towards Chi. If we can quickly flip over to where the gold is, we can take a look at that. 200 gold towards the jungler. It's the main thing I see. It doesn't really seem like anyone has a major lead except towards the bot lane. So there's actually 400 for the support and 400 in towards the AD carry.
We are seeing a little bit of fading in the top lane. But
Ultimate
not-
available for now. I mean, you just use it there, no? Use the ultimate, deal a little bit more damage, but instead holding on to it just in case somebody else comes in.
Oh wait, Trouble Bubble is in a lot of danger here. He doesn't have flash available as he used it before. Oppression going for the ultimate. Can he hit it? One goes away, two doesn't miss, three, and it's a kill. And the fourth one is for the wave, and that is an unhappy Jin. He could not hit all four Jin ults, but he does get the kill. What do you prefer?
Pretty happy with that play. Man, just pick phase rush mid. Imagine Talia had phase rush this game. Wouldn't have got collapsed on mid lane. Bot lane probably was going to get killed by the Poppy anyway, unless she finds 3 rocks into the movement speed. But there's just more outplay potential. And with this Talia pick, it's fantastic when you can play safe and start roaming around the map with your Weaver's Wall. But every single time Talia tries to get prio in lane, there's always an answer. There's either a collapse from the Poppy to find a stun into the wall. Silas finds an ultimate in with that Nocturne. It just always feels like Chi are the ones making the aggressive plays when you have the Volibear, you have the Gnar who want to do it themselves.
Yeah, it's just very rough spot, in my opinion, for Assassin's Creed at the moment. That's
Trouble.
Trouble Bubble. Oh no, not again. The poor boy, still no flash available. He's just gonna get run down. Spellsheet is blocking the knockup. He tries his best, but he's just getting permacy seat. And that is another death for the Stone Weaver.
Man, you just gotta be tilted at that point. If you're getting killed mid, then bot lane straight away. Difficult times, to say the least. And this all came down to that one play towards the mid lane. They should have taken the 3 versus 3, but they opted into it anyway. So now there's more gold on the side of Chi. And when we see those boots already, Merc Treads coming through, I expect Nocturne to have first item completed as well. When Talia ever shows up on the map without flash, you're just going to be able to kill her. So she'll be safe in around about 30 seconds. But before that, she does need to be careful.
Yeah. Now, looking back retrospectively, I know talking about draft is a little bit late, but I would have loved to see a LeBlanc here for Assassin's Creed after thinking for a little bit.
I've been thinking way too much about draft recently because of the me having to help out with people with coaching. They're picking some crazy picks, so my brain can really think about. Both teams looking to fight for these Void Grubs. Chi, you have Kai'Sa here, but please don't take this. Enemy team's very much stronger than you.
Yeah, I think they're posturing. They do want to take it anyways, even though they probably
They have to find a snap engage. If they can get onto somebody, burst them out of their team comp, they'll be fine. Otherwise, very difficult to do this.
Snap and pressure, make sure Trouble is CC'd as both teams are posturing. Jeff is very, very low. Does have the ultimate available, so he wants to try to kidnap someone. Joy going for as much poke as he can to zone the top laner away. Deadly G goes for the mid lane wave instead, just decide to drop it, but the wall is coming out from Trouble Bubble. Oh! Lands in the Raptors, but well, no fight happening. Blue Bolt once again.
He looked cool, those Raptors were like, wow, so many rocks around us. Do we have the Mountain Soul? Anyone? But yeah, really good play from Chi. The main reason the only reason Aegis was able to make that play was because top lane found an amazing 1 versus 1 there, got Jeff to half HP, got the ultimate out of him as well, putting themselves in towards the possibility of taking that team fight. They were all the same HP, definitely wasn't able to happen, so fantastic time over there. As bot lane going to be able to push out this wave, Dragon up in only 40 seconds, should be a contestation from the Chi side, do have full prio from Aegis finding the reset after finding those Void Grubs.
Yeah. I mean, right now everything is like gonna hopefully slow down a little bit as the Drake is gonna spawn down. Icehound doesn't have the TP available, is quite low. Could be quite dangerous if DTG tries to go for the Dragon contest. And
Does Trouble Bubble have first item? That's going to be the change. Where if he does have it, I'd love for them to go for Dragon. If they don't have it, maybe not so much. As both bot lane resetting and Talia roaming down, I'm expecting them to put less priority on it than I thought. I don't see a reason why they couldn't have gone for it there with how the composition is, but they may have been thinking that this Nocturne having that first side completed is quite scary early on. So instead, scale into the game, let your Kai'Sa get to a comfortable position, and then look for these team fights.
yeah, I mean, one thing I want to mention is you said if the Talia has the first item, Talia is going for the Seraph here. She does have the item, but it's only an Archangel stuff. It's not a fully stacked Seraph, so the item is not all that valuable quite yet. But we also see Silas going for the Rod of Ages, so also not that strong. But we are gonna see a little fight here as I was least tries to do as much as possible. But on the other hand, Just Ryan does get the smite. Jin is going very, very low, but somehow gets out alive. It is Bear ult versus Bear ult, but the real one falls first. Beautiful double knockup by Trouble Bubble. But is it enough to get out alive here? Yes, it is. Kilogu going for I Won't Leash. So many spells flying around, but so little people are dying. It is 1-for-1.
Oh my god, Poppy, please emote after that play. But really smart play coming out from Aegis at the start of it. Actually going for a play on towards the Jhin earlier on. This is how you're meant to make the team fight happen, because you know that side's towards the top side. You play towards the bot lane, try to find a pick straight away, but because of that Poppy ultimate, even though Leona finds the ult afterwards, is way too out of it. So Kai'Sa has to flash away from the Nocturne, and now it's simply just a mid 2 versus 2, and with Silas just coming in full HP, he could just run everybody down. Only now this Kai'Sa is able to deal damage, and with the Poppy finding a mistake here, not finding that knockup means they don't have enough damage. Kai'Sa runs through them, gets themselves to kill, and gets themselves into a position to take Dragon, but Chi take it.
Yeah, she does get the dragon. It's the second dragon, overall 1-for-1. Still, I think it's a very even position.
It was really close from both of these teams. So you're starting to see the answers both teams are trying to have towards the team fights. Chi are looking to be the ones to engage onto the Kai'Sa, try to look for this really sloppy 2 versus 2, while the others are looking for picks.
Interrupt you as the engage is going on to the Poppy. Poppy is going very low. That somehow hit as the Poppy is running out alive still somehow. The bear is here, but so is Ison as he peeked down there trying to kill the ADC, while Delph on the other hand is dying in the 1 versus 2. Silas falls next, but it's a 2-for-1 in the hand over to the side of Deadly Chi.
I like the play from Aegis going for that, but they just weren't expecting the Silas TP afterwards. With looking onto Poppy with Halo Blade, it just isn't as tanky as you think it is. So because of that, Volibear having to come down to help them to try and finish off that kill. Silas comes in, 1-for-1 at the end of the day, but Jhin, being the big winner of this, has 3 kills and should be able to finish off that second item when he finds that reset. As towards the top side, just Ryan being all alone, going to be able to pick up that Rift Herald without any contestation.
Jordan? Oh, okay. I thought Jordan might be a little bit... No,
he has full vision of this. He's just baiting.
Oh yeah, he has his team back there. I just don't have eyes, and then they're going to minimap, I guess. But Trouble Bubble might be a little bit of danger. He did step up a bit too far, but getting out last second. This was Clash of the it's always so close with these big fights.
Yeah, Jordy was most likely thinking of going on to Jeff, but he was concerned about maybe a flash from Jeff, auto of the wall, just gets killed there. Not going to lose too much if that did happen, but not worth the risk. So everybody going to be able to slowly let everything go away. As we see just Ryan in towards the enemy jungle, knowing how strong he is with this Poppy, not going to be able to get engaged on, can just walk into the enemy jungle, just bully them out, say, hey, I want to try and steal this as much as possible. Even if I don't get it, at least the Volibear doesn't.
Yeah, Trouble Bubble getting the chickens instead. It is a sad jungle, but Ison going in for the 1v1 as the ADC, but it's not the 1v1 as the Volibear is quite here. Kalinsik is being used to try to quickly one-shot the Silas, and he is just not healing all that much yet, and that is a dead mid laner.
Yep, going to be dead on towards that side. He was most likely expecting this Volibear to be towards the top side where the rest of the play was happening, but it should have just been a little bit more respect from this Silas. You don't know where they are as bot. 3 versus 1.
Yeah, Paranoia is being popped. That's Ryan trying to go for the quick one-shot onto the ADC, but it's not there quite yet as the team is there to support the ADC. Just Ryan is forced to flash out, but still dies with what? The Deadly Cheese. Are they panicking here in the bot lane?
It feels like desperation, doesn't it? Because a few of these fights have been going a little bit wrong from them. They know that their team fight in late game can be pretty strong, but they want to try and push this lead with the Silas and Nocturne. So he uses the ultimate down bottom lane to see if he can find a pick on towards this Kai'Sa, maybe able to get the tower up afterwards. But it's just an overextension. You don't have the team with you. At this level of play in the SLE, you just can't do this. Maybe against the lower teams, you can just jump in and be completely fine. But when you're against a team that is 5-1 or 6-2, you're just not allowed to.
Yeah, very, quite disrespectful behavior here, thinking Assassin's Creed just won't answer it, but there's a reason why they are 5-1. Like you said, maybe possibly against lower teams, but we are seeing a little bit of posturing here. Interesting.
Just getting full vision for this dragon. Nocturne still trying to farm up. May want to try and find a reset, because we saw that his first item split so quickly in this game, but he's actually really teetered off an edge here. As Silas pushing out bot, Cassante towards the top side. Aegis will have full control over this dragon. I would like it if they started this up straight away, as it's going to take a little bit of time for the Chief side to walk in.
This should with how it's looking, should be free drag for Assassin's Creed. I mean, that DG, not that sad. They do have the 2 dragon lead, so I don't think they should flip anything. Ison does have the Nulls available. Maybe he can find some miracle engage. Yes, Jeff is stepping forward, tanking the entirety of Assassin's Creed. Is just gonna walk back out after that. Oh, this being placed by that DG, and they are dressing a lot, trying to get the mid-lane tower here in return, but maybe it was a little bit too late. The Weaver's Wall is being set up to block the Herald, and beautiful play here by Trouble Bubble.
Yeah, going to be able to use that Weaver's Wall to stop that play. And you have to ask, why doesn't she do that 10 seconds earlier? You know that Aegis want to go for this dragon. You're too late on the setup because your waves weren't pushed out. Just keep your Cassante top lane, keep your mid laner. You can even put him towards mid himself and look to push open this mid lane tower. Once that's down, you can start looking for these outside towers, start picking up a lot more gold on the side. But now Aegis picked themselves a 1 dragon, stopping Chi from getting towards that soul point at only 19 minutes. And their side lane as well is quite difficult yet again, going for an overextension.
Yeah, Ison tries to go for the 1v1 once again. Does have the Nulls available, but now Nocturne is here as well. CC coming onto the Volibear. There's now 3 people in the bottom. Volibear is going to get shredded down. He is not tanky enough for anything. That is a dead bear. It looked like a good play for Assassin's Creed, but it turned out very badly.
I wasn't expecting the tankiness from this side. Of course, having that Rod of Ages and the healing as well. Going to be able to survive that, and a good bait as Poppy is super fast.
Yeah, Poppy going onto the Talia. Beautiful chain does connect you onto Trouble Bubble. Delph is here trying to save his mid, and it is not quite there yet. Jolly does teleport down. Beautiful flash from Kilo. Gets him out. Just Ryan is the next one on the list. Kill goes over to the Leona. Jeff teleported down here as well. Tried to save something, but this could lead to his death. Beautiful solar flare does land. Cassandra is unstoppable, but now also flashing away. Very weird flash, trying to get some minions, I would assume, but he does fall here in the end. It is now Jolly versus Oppression and Clue 2 versus 1, but his team is coming here for the backup. They're maybe going to look for a little tower. That Killer's Instinct is not available for the Kaiser if the CC does land, but Delph still trying to fish for something. CC does connect onto Jin, but Poppy beautifully saves the ADC, and that is a shutdown into the pockets of I Want Leash. Is it another kill? No, Clue can just walk out, and wow.
Kaiser 6-1, also going to get another 250 gold in towards their pocket. Third item should be completed, and Gucci finding an amazing collapse, or sorry, AG finding an amazing collapse at the end of this, being able to find 1 on towards the Nocturne. And now you just say, Chi, walk out. You don't need to fight. Look to get yourself out to safety. But Killog looking for this re-engage instead, gets himself slowed up by that solar flare. So now Jeff is dead. Killog gets trapped again by another play afterwards. And it's just another 3 or 4 kills going over. He's just finding a way back into this game, and it's all because Chi are just overextended on these plays.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me the most about the play is they ruined my I told you so moment.
Go on, just say it anyway.
Okay. Basically, you said, oh, the Silas is too tanky, the damage wasn't enough, you didn't expect it. Well, who said that Talia isn't gonna have enough damage to kill the Silas? Huh?
I mean, look at our items. She has a Seeker's Arm Guard that's broken and a Set of Grace, okay? You say that's damage. I was like, do you remember last game? We had literally the Luden's item in towards a Rabadon's Death Cap. Now that's damage.
Well, but I just wanted to pull my I told you so card, you know?
I mean, you did it. I don't think it was very effective, but
I did it.
You did
it was a
it.
try, okay? It was a try.
Do you know who did it? This Kaiser. I Want Leash getting towards those 3 items is an absolute powerhouse in towards these team fights. It's getting to the point now where they just don't even have to look for major engagement to oppression on the side lane. They can just play this front to back with Volibear being their tank.
Yeah, the H is going here onto Trouble Bubble. The knockup does connect as Just Ryan doesn't have the shield quite available yet. 3 forced to flash out, but Jeff still being so tanky. Kidnaps the Trouble Bubble under the own tower. Oh my god. Yes, you're right. That's it. Oh wait, he's going back in with the killer. Oh.
Yeah, it seems like they're going for a lot of these plays. And do you know the funny thing about why that worked for the side of Ages? It was that Sarah's Embrace, being able to survive enough, Cassante having to under the tower more to find the kill, walk out the opposite side, and Kaiser's just waiting there, smiling, saying, you want to give me a free kill? Well, I guess I'll take it. Sarah's Embrace coming in clutch to make that 1-for-1, pushing out that wave again, and sets them up perfectly for this next dragon fight. We'll have to see if Ages agree with me on going for more of a front to back, having Gnar, having his Volibear and the Leona in the front line, or if they do want to still find a pick off on towards this Jhin towards the mid lane as Poppy ultimate is going to be available, or W is going to be available for the next 15 seconds. They want to make a play. Doing it then could be decent.
Probable does teleport to the mid lane here, trying to be here for the fight. I would assume that there is just...
They're just so late on it. Again, Chi are just never in a position to try and contest. Just Ryan wanting to clear another camp. Now finally getting this mid lane pressure, but 5,000, 3,000. This dragon's just taken, and Chi has never been near it.
I mean, it's just... Like I said, they're always a little bit too late. They're not doing anything on the other side as well. But Weaver's Fault is coming out. They're trying to go for the pick onto the Poppy, and she's just gonna get one-shot god like Kaiser. And that is an AD carry. And, I mean, that's a strong Kaiser.
It is the power of the side lanes. Cassante not getting the push against the Nara, of course. And later on, there's Jordy. Great miss there.
Jordy is stepping forward. Ison doesn't have an ult available. Can lead to many plays. Paranoia is being activated, trying to save his team, but no, he is going alone into all of them. He's just gonna hit one shot. What a weird play from Just Ryan. Oppression trying to kill anyone with the curtains call, but... what?
Chia just being able to say no so many times in these team fights. You try and go in, Kaiser just ease away, has the ultimate for availability. You walk in, stun from the jungler, stun from the support as well, so at least you're going to get CC by something. So now Chi have to try and stop this dragon, but how are you meant to do that with only 4 members?
Look, is gonna step up, knocking away the Talia, but it is not the Kaiser, not the big carry, as the Silas is going for a beautiful multi-man knock, but he's just gonna get one shot anyway. The damage is not there quite yet. Poppy fell as well. Jeff is the next target. It's the Kaiser. Does so much damage. You may be tanky, but you're not tanky enough. And the Baron is the next target here once again. Paranoia isn't available for the knockdown to try to go for a steal.
Yeah, they stop the dragon, find themselves the kills, and then get right back on it. She made the right play on trying to stop them, but it was just too little, too late. Silas, somebody who was so strong in these early game team fights, has started to fall to the wayside as Kaiser has become this massive damage-dealing person. And Silas found an amazing 3-man Nara ultimate in towards the backline, but with no follow-up, Jin had no ultimate to get there. There's no way for Poppy to get towards the backline, and same with that Cassante. And when you can't get towards that backline, how are they meant to win these team fights? How the hell are they meant to kill this Kaiser? Because right now, it feels impossible.
Also, something I have to say about the Silas is he is very tanky with his build, with the Rod of Ages into the
It doesn't matter to be tanky. He needs the damage to kill Kaiser. He's the only person who can get towards the backline with Nocturne. And with how those two are built, they're great at tanking, great at being a slight front line, but you always take a Leona over that and a Volibear to be your main tanks. You need more DPS from these two.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen how's the item called again? Leandris first item instead of God of Ages. It gives you the HP, since Silas did get changed, like I think 2 months ago, that he does now, his healing scales with bonus HP, yes, so it is very effective to build HP items on him. So something like the Leandris is very amazing. It does give you the AP, it does give you the damage, but it still gives you the HP that you need. It's such a good item on him, and Rod of Ages just means you won't deal any damage for quite some time.
They're looking towards his top lane tower. Maybe an engage can happen from Aegis, finding something from the side lane, but the vision is set up so wonderfully by this side of Aegis, so it's really difficult to try and find a look in. And what makes it even harder is Leona has that locket. You got the stopwatch or even the full Zhonya's for the trouble bubbles. So Kaiser is your target, but how the hell would you ever find this unless you find maybe a TP flank from your top laner?
Yeah, there needs to some miracle coming over here for the side of
They just can't get behind.
They just can't do anything really. They really need a miracle.
100%. They need someone to overstep. They need someone on this side lane to get caught out. Maybe you could look on towards the Nabi. He has that 2 items. No Sterix Gauge yet. So definitely a possibility. But if you go for him now, your side waves are just going to get destroyed. So it has to be on towards this main target. You could see the desperation in them. They're wanting to look.
Yeah, Paranoia is being activated. They are going to go try to look for the fight. The curtain is being opened up as the fight is started. Ison is just going to get completely one-shot. Kaiser is going legendary, and everybody is being picked one by one as Assassin's Creed is shredding through Deadly Chi. And Deadly Chi was looking for a miracle, but their prayers have not been answered as Assassin's Creed go for the last kills. But wait, maybe the prayers have been answered as Assassin's Creed going way too deep with Trouble Bubble trying to as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, should be able to pick up 2 inhibitors. Won't finish off the game just yet, though. Jin's still alive. Same with this Nocturne, so just going to get that power off and get themselves out to safety. 100% they could have ended if they played it slightly better. But Tilly are going a little bit over. Weavers will have been unique this game, to say the least. But except for that, the Side of Ages have played fantastic League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that overextend from Travel Bubble here could be the miracle that Deadly Chi needed. That is now a dead mid laner for the Drake. Could be the soul point as Isound and Jeff both teleporting in, trying to go for the fight, but they have to do it fast. Travel Bubble spawns in 8 seconds, which would lead it to a 5 versus 5, which is something Deadly Chi definitely does not want. And the Gnar ult is being picked up once again. The TP is now coming through from the Talia. Paranoia is being activated. They're gonna try to find something. The Gnar ult does connect onto the Gnar himself as Isound is now flashing out once again. No damage. Beautiful engage by Jordi. CC's to I Want Leash on the other side is being kind of solo killed by Jeff, but that is it. Potentially dead Kaiser. No, he is still alive. Stopwatch saves him quite there, but this is shot down into the pockets of the side. This is enough to save the game. Jordi is teleporting into the base, going for the backdoor, trying to do the X-Packer as that is. Yeah, that looks like the game. As it was a very dominant game from Assassin's Creed after a very questionable fight with a dead Kaiser. They don't need the fight to win. They don't need the kills to win. They just need to take the Nexus, and that is the game for Assassin's Creed.
It's one apiece from both of these teams. Not the expectation we had. We wanted a 2-0 from at least one of them. It's always a bit of fun having something. Oh, sorry, it was a 2-0. What am I saying? My bad. Sorry, Gucci has put me underneath their banner now, so I didn't want to believe it. But no, Assassin's Creed coming out with that double win. My bad, guys. You played well. You deserve, all the credit for winning those 2 games. But Gloomy, it's been fun so far. How's this 2-game series been?
I mean, it was very, very exciting. It has been, there were up and downs and close calls to some points, but both games kind of with a similar schematic with the early game going even, then going into the favor of Deadly Chi, and all of a sudden there's just this big fall off, and Assassin's Creed completely take over the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real big fun thing about it. Their team comp could have worked out if they banned the Poppy. Would have been a lot easier to find that engage option, but I felt like Poppy had so many ways of saying no towards them. And then when Volibear was too tanky and then everyone else was on top of it, just felt like they never really had an answer to try and do anything. Now I need to ask Pepper if we're going to be having an interview. We are not having an interview, so we'll be going off in just a second. Gloomy, anything you want to say before we head out?
I mean, only thank you for you casting this alongside me. Thank you for Peppa for the amazing production, like always. Thank you everybody for watching. What an amazing matchup that was today.
Absolute pleasure. Hopefully we get to see you in one of these games pretty soon. But that is going to be it from us at the SLE. Everybody, make sure to say a big round of applause to Assassin's Creed as we're going to be heading off in just a second. But except for that, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time on the SLE.